Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to the show. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Well, let's get you started with this Monday morning with a look at the forecast with meteorologist Thomas Patrick, because it's finally fall.
Finally fall.
Finally is, and that means we can start putting up all the fall decorations. I know it's almost spooky season. It's just a little over a month away at this point. But the weather is not spooky at all. It's been a little bit cool in the morning, but it is September after all. And even this morning isn't that bad. It looks like a beautiful sunrise incoming here. Still about 30 minutes away to that. It's 51 degrees right now, which is warmer than it was yesterday. Not just in Spokane, but especially northeastern Washington. It's 43 in Deer Park. That's a whole 12 degrees warmer than yesterday. That's right. It was below the freezing mark for some of those locations through this weekend. So we're already about 5 to 12 degrees warmer this morning compared to yesterday. And it's those afternoon highs that get even warmer yet.
And as you wake up and head out the door this morning, we're helping you prepare for your morning commute with a live look at I-90 and Arthur in Spokane Valley. You could see traffic volume picking up just a little bit here at 6 o'clock, but right now there's no major backups to slow you down on your morning commute, which is what we like to see on a Monday. On Up with KREM, we bring you weather and traffic together. We'll let you know if anything slows you down so you arrive on time. A quick construction alert for you this morning.
The northbound off-ramp of US 195 near Cheney Spokane Road will be closing over the next 2 nights. So crews will be repaving the off-ramp during this time. WashDOT says they will shut down the interchange tonight and tomorrow night from 10 p.m. until 4 a.m. And there will be added detours in place. So just be careful if you're traveling this direction in those overnight hours.
This morning, we're keeping a close eye on another Pac-12 expansion. This as the conference works to rebuild the conference.
So this morning, KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is joining us live in studio. So Brandon, less than 2 weeks ago, we saw 4 new schools commit to the Pac-12. Which schools could be the next to join?
Good morning, Tim, Channing. Well, quite a few names have been floating around, with another announcement possibly coming very soon. College football insider Brett McMurphy has reported the conference is zeroing in on UNLV and Utah State as the next 2 possible candidates to join. CBS Sports has also listed Memphis and Tulane as 2 other schools that might be considered. Of course, this would be following up the 4 recent schools who joined the conference. We were live during Up with KREM when the news came in that Boise State, Fresno State, San Diego State, and Colorado State would be leaving the Mountain West to join the Pac-12. So as we wait on another move, Pac-12 Commissioner Teresa Gould recently spoke about interest in expansion.
We kind of wanted to put the country on notice that we were going to be here long into the future, and we were hoping that that would garner inbound interest. And I will say the inbound interest in terms of prospective institutions that want to be part of this conference moving forward has been overwhelmingly positive and way beyond our expectations. So I think the strategy worked, and there's a lot of interest out there, and we will be really thoughtful and diligent about what that next step is.
So what we do know is that the Pac-12 will add 2 new schools at some point. The conference must do so to legally remain a conference according to NCAA rule. It's now just a matter of who and when, but once we get that information, we'll be sure to keep you updated across all KREM 2 platforms. But for now, reporting live in the studio, I'm Brandon T. Jones.
All right, thanks for that, Brandon. Now that brings us to our wake-up call. If you could add schools to the Pac-12, which teams or schools would you add? As always, you drive the conversation on this show, so text us your thoughts to 509-448-2000 or post to social media and use the hashtag #UpWithKREM. One viewer saying Ohio State should be in the Pac-12 or Georgia.
Come on.
Yeah, lots of feelings about that one, but you know what? Listen, we are saying who you would want to see. Who you would want to see.
Someone said Colorado State. That's already happened.
Yes, that one has happened.
And FYI, that already happened in that last update. But,
yes. Another person said, how about a SEC school again to really mess things up? Like, ooh, Alabama.
LOL, no thanks.
No. Listen, my school just joined the SEC. I don't even want to be there.
Yeah, no.
That's a lot.
Well, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love for you to weigh in.
Well, the Cougs advanced to 4-0 against the San Jose Spartans this weekend.
Yeah, what a game. The game ended in double overtime in a thriller. It ended at about 11:30 p.m. on Friday night. It was basically Cougar football Saturday. The Cougs led 24-17 at the half. San Jose State scored 21 unanswered in the third quarter. In the fourth, after a pair of touchdowns and a missed field goal made the score 38-37. A 52-yard field goal by Dean Janikowski sends it into overtime. He did it. The teams traded turnovers in the first overtime with no points scored. Really, the Cougs just needed to kick the dang field goal, but then they threw an interception. After WSU scored in the second overtime, though, WSU QB John Mateer ran the ball in for a two-point conversion. The Spartans were able to score, but ended up fumbling the ball during the two-point conversion, and that led to the final score 54-52.
I've done this before. It was all the way back in high school. I remember there was a game I was down 14, and just because I needed to believe that we could do it, and if I don't have belief, then why would anybody else?
Well, in the meantime, the latest AP Top 25 rankings are out, and the Washington State Cougs just narrowly missed the mark. The Cougs currently have an unofficial ranking of 26th in the country, while their next opponent, Boise State, is making their first appearance in the AP Top 25 this year, coming in at number 25 this week. The Cougs kick off against the Broncos at 7 p.m. You can hear Coach Dickert's thoughts on Saturday's matchup with the Broncos tonight on the KREM 2 News. By the way, KSKN 22 is your spot to watch local college football this season. Next month, Washington State takes on Hawaii in Pullman for the Cougs homecoming game. You can watch that game live on KSKN 22, The Spot, starting at 7 p.m. on October 19th.
Sticking with the Cougs, for more than 3 years, college athletes have been able to profit from their hard work when the NCAA approved the name, image, and likeness policy, otherwise known as NIL.
KREM 2 photojournalist Dave Sommers and producer Josue Cuevas introduces us to one organization pouring out to support to WSU athletes one pint at a time.
Inside the Coug, you'll find the new kid on the block.
Yeah, it's the talk of the town.
And it's selling quickly.
We just had to install a new tap as well because it's been so popular.
The Old Crimson Legendary Lager.
First impressions here, let's see. Rather refreshing, very crisp.
A new beer made by Cougs for Cougs.
From across the state to the hills of the Palouse, Old Crimson forges ahead.
The partnership with Pike Brewing in Seattle launched this summer. Old Crimson is not only serving up memories, but opportunities for student athletes like Katie Ryan.
I think it's been a positive experience. Yeah, it only benefits us.
Ryan is a senior on WSU's volleyball team, a sport she's played from a young age.
My mom played in high school, so yeah, she and I would play out in the backyard, and that's kind of how I started getting into it.
Ryan is among dozens of athletes with at least one name, image, and likeness contract with several brands. However, getting those deals is new territory for students to navigate.
So kind of had to figure it out on my own.
Passed in 2021, NIL rules allows athletes to earn money through brand deals or donors. But for those needing extra help finding those deals or negotiating contracts, organizations like the Cougar Collective can help.
It's a nonprofit board of volunteers of passionate Cougs who came together to essentially address a need that was untended completely.
Tim Brandel is the collective treasurer. He says the organization started in 2022 as they saw students struggle to understand the changing landscape of college sports.
These guys who came together and said, we got to do something, we're so far behind.
That something came in the form of a beer. Although not the first college branded beer, Brandel says the collective knew they could do it better than others.
We went with Pike Brewing because they're a Coug-owned operation, and they created this amazing product for us. So it all came from, wow, somebody else is doing it, we could do that.
It didn't take long to blow up online. Social media posts triggering a rush to the grocery store across Washington State.
Demand outpaced the production, and so Cougs everywhere around the state are just dying to get their hands on it because not only is it supporting Coug athletes, but it's a really, really good beer.
Profits from Old Crimson benefit the Cougar Collective and the Coug NIL community. Since the group started, they've helped more than 300 student athletes in almost every WSU sport, including Ryan.
Put yourself out there because people have opportunities basically ready for you, and if you seek them out with a brand that you like or with different companies, they're always really willing to help you out.
If you're passionate about the women's rowing team, then you can put your money towards the women's rowing team. Baseball, women's basketball, volleyball, anything.
Something Cougs everywhere can raise their glass to, keeping the tradition alive of Cougs helping Cougs. In Pullman, with photojournalist Dave Sommers, I'm Josue Cuevas, KREM 2 News.
The Cougar Collective is expanding beyond just beer. They're also working on an Old Crimson coffee. How about that? Where people are going to be able to buy coffee beans from a Coug-owned roaster from here in Spokane. Thomas, that's perfect, especially for our morning friends.
Oh, that sounds perfect. I would order a lot of those coffee beans, so we'll be on the lookout for that. Weather conditions today still going to be plenty warm during the afternoon. It was really nice this past weekend, and now it is into the fall season, but our temperatures are going up and up. We're up to 79 this afternoon. There will be lots of 80-degree readings in central Washington today, and it's only getting warmer this week. It's all thanks to this huge ridge in the jet stream, so that is going to promote some very warm temperatures for Tuesday and Wednesday, but Wednesday is going to be a windy day for us as well. So we'll tell you what alerts you need to be aware of with this next storm system later this week.